Hey guys, thank you for watching my plumbing channel. My name is Andre and today we're talking about plumbing pipes. So, if you're a homeowner, you should probably know about plumbing pipes a little bit. If your home is about 30-40 years old, at least here in Canada, you probably have still copper pipes or poly B in your house. There's nothing wrong with copper pipes. Copper pipes are great. I think it's still the Cadillac of water pipes. Problem with these, copper nowadays is so expensive. So if you're building a new house, you most likely put PEX in it. If you don't have copper pipes and you have this gray plastic pipe, looks like PEX, well then I hate to say it to you, watch out. This stuff gets brittle. It's called poly B, and it was the first attempt back in the 70s to actually produce a plastic pipe, just like PEX. But unfortunately, it wasn't very thought out, or it wasn't tested enough. And over time, what happens with poly B is it gets brittle and the chlorine actually thins it out and can cause pinholes. What that means for you as a homeowner, if you still have poly B, you might want to consider a repipe or just keep a watch and fix it while leaks occur. So today we're talking about the newer stuff. The new stuff like PEX. PEX, yeah. Some plumbers might say PEX sucks. Excuse my language, but I think it's great. It's a very affordable solution to get your water to your tap and shower. So, and basically there are two different types of PEX. We got PEX-A, what looks like this, and we got PEX-B, what looks like this. PEX-B comes in white, red, and blue. I got the white one here. You don't really see much of a difference, and except there's a little color difference. PEX-B is a little wider. PEX-A is more like clear. And you can see PEX-B, PEX-A, they almost look the same. Not much of a difference in color. There is actually a big difference in both of them, and that's why we're going to talk about it today. So you as a homeowner or as a plumber who doesn't know what's really best, make the right choice on what to put in your house. So let's PEX-B. PEX-B is pressure rated to, I don't know, way more than you ever will have in your house, and it's not bad. I used to do it in my old company, but it wasn't bad. It wasn't great either. So never had much troubles with it. There's a few things I really don't like about PEX-B is it's not very flexible. It's very rigid. So if you go around the bend, bend it and don't use a fitting, or you put it in your drop ear bend, it's kind of hard sometimes to bend them in. And then when they kink, well, then you're in big trouble. Then you have to either cut the kink out or replace the whole pipe. It's not repairable, so that's one big downside of PEX-B. PEX-A. PEX-A, I find, is a little bit superior to compared to PEX-B. It's more flexible. It's easily bent, and you also can repair it. If you kink it, if you overbend it, you kink it, take a heat gun, heat it up, and you're good to go. Straighten it out a little bit, and then you're good to go. The reason why is PEX-A always wants to go back to his original form. That's what's so great about it. You can actually repair it if you kink it. Obviously, if you put a screw in it, then you're screwed. But there's other differences as well. For example, if you do a joint, if you put a fitting on it, then you actually decrease the flow in PEX-B. Like you can see, this is a fitting for PEX-A. This is a fitting for PEX-B. Maybe we should zoom that in. You can see it, maybe not, I don't know. But you can see I can almost stick the PEX-B fitting into the PEX-A fitting. So there's quite a difference. I always say PEX-B only has a 3/8 inside diameter on the fittings, compared to a PEX-A, what has about 1/2 inch. So this makes a little bit of a difference, in my opinion. You probably won't notice much on the tab, on the faucet, but I used to run a 1-inch line when I use PEX-B for main trunk. For PEX-A, I get away with a 3/4 inch line. So that brings me to the next point: cost. How much does that stuff cost? It costs all your money. No, PEX-A is a little bit more expensive, but I think the cost, it's well worth it. And if you decide to run a 1-inch trunk line with PEX-B, well, 1-inch pipe is more costly than 3/4 inch pipe, so your costs actually equal out there, almost. Anyway, if you're a plumber and you really like your customer, use PEX-B. Use PEX-A. PEX-A is, I find, superior. It's nicer to work with. It's easier. It's faster. I find it so much faster to run this. It's also easier to put fittings in. I will get to this later. And yeah, and the tool cost, they're about the same, I would say. For both, you need a PEX cutter. You can pick them up for 20, 30 bucks at a hardware store. For PEX-B, you can use a hand crimper. This one is 3/4. I think they're about 120 bucks or something. So you can use these. This one's a little older. I don't use much PEX-B, so I don't buy the fancy battery powered stuff. And then you get PEX-A, where I have this one here. That's a Milwaukee expander, and I think they range around between $700 and $1,200. So they're a little bit more costly, but if you do a lot of water lines, well worth it. You also can get a hand tool with that. Hand tool, you need a little bit muscle to expand the pipe, and you need to turn, after every expansion, you need to turn the tool like an 1/8 of an inch or so, just so you don't get the grooves in here, what could cause leaks over time. This thing actually does it for you. That's why I really like that. You get a battery powered crimper as well. I don't have that here because I don't use much PEX-B. So I think they're ranging around $800-900, maybe a little bit more, depending on the model. So if they go on for sale and you do lots of PEX-B, pick it up. Okay, so let's talk about the joints. How easy is it to do the joints? Let me tell you, they're both very easy. Let's cut this a little straight. So you want to always make sure you have a plumb cut, a flush cut, a straight cut, and make sure your pipe is fairly clean. So for PEX-B, all you do is take this little PEX ring here, like this, put it on the pipe, put your fitting inside the pipe. That's where the restriction comes from. Then you want to make sure you have about 1/8 of an inch of there you go, 1/8 of an inch of pipe sticking out on the top, and then you put this in your crimper. You can tell I don't do that much. Push it down, and voila! That's how you make a connection. Easy peasy. Always make sure you don't have your finger sticking in here. That really hurts. So for PEX-A, it's a little bit more simple, I find. This is flush cut. So what you take one of these rings, these PEX expansion rings, and they're a little bit bigger than the pipe. They just slide over the pipe, and they do have a little stop, so you don't have to worry the ring wandering off or sliding off the pipe. They have a little stop here. You can't push it further than the pipe. And then you take your expander, just push it in, and then you pull the trigger. Take your fitting and stick it in. Voila. Always make sure you stick it in all the way, because if you don't, you might have a leak. And that's it. You wait 2 minutes and you can put pressure on it. Depending on the weather, obviously. If it's a little bit warmer, it's a little faster. If it's a little colder, you might wait a little bit. Usually good up to, I think, -5 degree, I think. And then what you can do if it's a little colder. What I used to do is expand it. It's like -20 outside. Put your fitting in, hold it for a couple minutes. Take the heat gun and heat it up a little bit, and then the pipe will shrink around the fitting, and you have a seal. If it's warm, you don't have to. It will go immediately, almost. So that's pretty easy. I really like this. I really like the system, and it's tested for up to, I don't know, 500 psi or something like that. So you're good to go there. You won't have anywhere near that pressure in your house. If you do, you have a problem. So I think it pretty much sums it up. My 2 cents about this is I always will prefer PEX-A over PEX-B. It's nicer to work with. It's a little bit more costly, but I think it's well worth it. The benefits outweigh the price difference. So yeah, that's all we in my company will ever use is PEX-A. And if I just like it better. It's a personal preference. If you're a plumber and you say, "Oh, this guy's full of BS," PEX-B is the best thing. Well, that's your opinion. That's okay. I can live with that. You might be an old school plumber and say, "Oh, this old PEX stuff is just garbage," and I just do copper. Yeah, go ahead, copper. Like I said at the beginning, copper is one of the best materials out there, but it is very costly. And nowadays, the economy, nobody has money to put water lines in for $30,000 in a house. So with PEX, we're a couple grand. Awesome. That's it for me today, and thank you for watching. And if you haven't have done yet, you can subscribe to my channel. I'm gonna put out a lot more material in the upcoming weeks, and try to educate you about plumbing stuff, and mostly plumbing stuff. I don't know anything else. Okay, see you guys later. Bye bye.